Man, I remember when they said I wasn't gonna be shit. Let's, however, put my resume out here. I'm 54 years old, born in a single parent home, suffered abuse as a child from both my mom and sister, no father around. At the age of 9 years old, robbed at gunpoint by a grown man for some gym shoes that my mother bought. And I went home after being robbed in the dead of winter in Detroit, only to get my ass whooped again. Spent a lot of days in bed as a form of punishment, hungry, watching the sun go down. Um, 10 years old, went to visit my father for the summer, coming to the aid, went to the defense of my older sister as she was involved in a skirmish with a gentleman down the street. He picked me up and slammed me on the ground, broke my collarbone. I spent the summer in the hospital with limited visitation. The following year, we went back again, and after a little conflict with the woman of the house who later became my stepmother, my sister was brought back to Detroit. Now, me being a confused young man for the first time being in the house with a man, the light came on, let me know what I was missing. So, as has been with me throughout my whole life, I just inadvertently asked him, could I live there? It seemed as if the air was sucked out of the room. I didn't know at the time the emotional scar that it would leave my mother with by me asking to live independently of her at 11 years old. After a small discussion at the dinner table, I was instructed to call my mother by my father. We did so, and I spoke with her and asked her the same, could I live with him? She cried a bit and granted my wish. So at the age of 11 years old up until 54 years old, I've had very little nurturing and advice and so on and so on from my mother. Our relationship was and always has been toxic due to circumstances unknown to me. More than likely because the man wasn't there. Not my fault, but I suffered for it. So, after getting permission to reside in Wisconsin, time for enrollment for school came. Now that was a difficult subject for me because initially living in the house with my mom, suffering all the abuse that I did, I would use school as a means to reset. I spent my days looking out of the window at the traffic going down the Lodge Freeway in Detroit, Michigan.